Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really a privilege for me to introduce our next speaker. You know, in politics, integrity is often sacrificed at the altar of public or at least political expediency, but that's not the case with our next speaker. This man served at the highest levels of government and never once compromised his values. During his 30 years in elected office, as well as 4 as U.S. Attorney General, he proved every day that public service can be carried out with honor. This is also a man of great insight and great vision. In 2001, 7 years before the U.S. Supreme Court issued its landmark Heller decision striking down Washington, D.C.'s handgun ban, he changed the official position of the U.S. government and said the Second Amendment means what it says what it means, and it protects an individual right to keep and bear arms. That action not only reversed the previous administration under Bill Clinton and their position, it also set the stage for victory in Heller and more judicial decisions to come. Whether as governor, U.S. senator, or attorney general of the United States, this man's always held strong in his belief and support for our freedom. He's always understood that America's greatness is a result of the freedoms we enjoy, and that protecting those freedoms must be the primary duty of everyone in public service. Friends, please join me in welcoming a true American patriot, our good friend, former Attorney General, John David Ashcroft.
It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting. Up and down the
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. What a pleasure it is to be with you. Thank you for standing up to welcome me, and thank you for sitting back down. As you know, frequently a standing ovation is a cover for a mass exodus. And I'm pleased to see that you're still here and that some people are coming in. Let me begin by thanking you for coming to Washington, D.C. It is part of the genius of America. It is part of the uniqueness of this great country that here the people impose their values on government rather than have the government impose its values on the people. And when you come to Washington, D.C., to emphasize, to underscore, and to underline your values, it does something special, and I just simply want to thank you for doing that. In many ways, America is unique in that respect. While the kings have relinquished their authority in Europe, I think they've frequently ceded it to a privileged elite on the continent. But here in America, where we don't just sip the tea, we rally around the tea. We really believe in Lincoln's maxim that this is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and your being here makes a big difference. I want to thank you for being here. I know why you're here. I'm not totally clear why I'm here. I know I'm retired from public service, and I have the privilege of doing things that support liberty and seek to extend it around the world. When Jay Sekulow at the American Center for Law and Justice came to me and said, John, I want you to come over and help with a presentation at Cpac, I was delighted, but I wasn't sure. You know, we had, whether it had been in the United States or in Europe or in the Middle East or in other settings, we've worked together through the American Center for Law and Justice to reinforce the opportunity for people to be free. But I wasn't sure why I was here. I knew he had invited me, and then I think I overheard someone whispering the reason why Ashcroft is brought to the conference. You see, Ashcroft is the only person ever to lose his Senate seat to a deceased opponent. And he's here to keep the conservatives from getting overconfident too early for the 2010 elections. Well, let me say to you, don't get overconfident too early. Keep working hard too long, and we'll celebrate the victory. Not just a victory for conservatives or not just a victory for Republicans, but a victory for the United States of America and for freedom at the end of this year. Keep the intensity up and keep the energy up. With your permission, I'd like to spend just a few minutes to talk to you about liberty. Yeah. It is the core value. It is the transcendent core value of American exceptionalism. By American exceptionalism, I mean that America is different. I reject the notion that America should become like the rest of the world, or that we have to mimic Europe or some other country or some other jurisdiction. 3 out of 4 of my grandparents came to the United States to find a place that was more replete with opportunity, that was a place that respected human dignity, that would reward innovation and productivity more profoundly than other settings. And I want America to be an exceptional place. And I believe it is exceptional because of the respect and regard we have for this prime value of liberty in our culture. Among the most profound individuals to recognize the value of liberty in the American culture was Emma Lazarus, the woman who wrote the poetry that graces the base of the Statue of Liberty. You may remember, you learned it probably in the 5th grade with me. Some of you could quote it with me. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. It dawned on me one day. I love the poetry because I just like the rhythm and the way it sounds. But it dawned on me one day that she didn't say, give me your National Merit Scholarship winners. She didn't say, if you didn't go to Yale or Princeton, Harvard, or Columbia, you need not apply. She said, give me your tired, your poor, your wretched refuse. It didn't matter who came. The catalytic capacity, the chemistry, if you will, of freedom is so powerful that freedom itself and its impact on humanity will change the environment into an environment of productivity. It changes the also-rans into champions, and that's really the point that I want to make. Freedom is an essential core value that transcends all other values at the heart of the American experience of being the best place for anybody, no matter what your belief framework is, no matter what your ethnic background is. This is the best place to be because it rewards human dignity and productivity and creativity. We believe in liberty here. When I was the Attorney General, there were serious threats, and they were carried out against the United States. Not to be understated in any way. And people started talking about the need to balance liberty and security. I reject the formulation of balancing liberty and security. I don't believe anything stands to be balanced against freedom. I don't think it needs a counterweight. When we talk about security, I think we ought to ask, secure what? You see, for me, the purpose of security is to reinforce and enhance freedom. So when we are talking about security, we're talking about something that enhances or elevates freedom. It's not something that competes with freedom or stands as a counterweight to freedom. It is indeed something that makes our freedom usable and valuable. It's something that enhances our capacity to live as free people, to be productive, and to have the human dignity that the Creator intended us to have when He created us and endowed us with the capacity for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Liberty is the transcendent core value of American life and of American exceptionalism.